Okay. So now, something happened to the travel between, from where we're looking at on the map. That looked like you're talking about in 70 AD.
Yeah.
And in 1492 AD, see, from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Between 70 AD and 1492, there were many captivities of the Israelites. In fact, long before 1492, there were many captivities. And I would like to have the captivities of the Israelites shown on the...
If you could go to the captivities on the easel over here. Hello? Behind you. Yeah. Go ahead and talk in the meantime. Go ahead and talk in the meantime. We got to keep conversation.
During that period, the Israelites were enslaved by many different nations.
Now, could you give out some of the nations that you're talking about? Because the viewing audience, they might be home taking notes and they would want to hear. We got the facts we're giving them, so you got to give it to them now.
Yeah, the first one of the he's blocking them.
Oh no! Oh. Well, you go ahead.
Yeah. One of the first captivity was between 70
AD.
No,
you're not there.
The first captivity of the Israelites were in Egypt, and that was between 1446.
Okay.
Between
you have here 70 AD to 1492. See, from Babylon to Timbuktu. That's one of your first captivity, I think you're talking about.
That is the period when the Israelites were that is a period when a lot of things take place with the Israelites.
Okay, so after you see that easel, after you see the captivities on the easel, after the captivities on the evil, let's go ahead and talk. We're going to get the easel back. Yeah. So now, between 70 AD to 1492, see, from Babylon to Timbuktu. Now, you have 84 historical facts. What was
on page 84, there is a historical fact that...
bring that to me. Bring that to me.
Historical fact that show exactly what happened.
Take it out. You take these back.
Yeah.
Take it out. Hey. Go ahead, you got to talk.
In the year 65 BC, the Roman army under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military government of Palestine, many outrageous atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it is estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
So now, within that time, being whole as slave now, that's where the Africans lost their identity.
The
Israelites lose their identity right there.
Yeah, because everybody was calling them Africans rather than the name that they were supposed to be called by.
Okay. So who are the Khazars now?
The Khazars are people who, they are Russians, basically. They come from southern Russia.
They never lost their
They occupy an area between the Caspian Sea, the Ural Mountains, and the Caucasus. They have never lost their identity. They have always been the people. They have always been the people that they are. Nobody called them by any other name.
So now, as they say, the Lord is going to bring thee into Egypt again with ships. What do they mean by that?
Well, this is a scripture that is probably misunderstood by many people because they look at the word Egypt as a word that means a country. But in that context, it did not mean country. It meant slavery. It is a Greek word that means slavery. The same way like bondage or servitude.
Okay. So you will see that, I mean, to the people, to my viewing audience that is home, you can go to Deuteronomy 28, 68. And
28, 68 in the Bible,
right,
and you'll get an idea of what the Bible is talking about.
So now, with the Khazar's identity in the 13th century tribe of Ata Kostel, that's on page 17 on the back cover. If you see the Balfour Declaration on page 123 of the Herzl Theodore on page 426 in the dictionary of the World Religion Dictionary. Yeah. Go to page page 426.
Is it 123?
123.
123.
Yeah. Because I want to get some more of the information on the Khazars.
123 talk about the
The
Balfour Declaration
yeah.
that was made by the British. The Balfour Declaration, the British Declaration of Sympathy with Zionism. It was made in a letter of 2nd November 1917 from the British Foreign Secretary, Bartholomew, to Lord Rothschild. His Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people. It was qualified by the clause that nothing be done to prejudice the civil rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine. But at the time, the British supported the idea of a Jewish Commonwealth in Palestine under the British protection in order to detach Palestine from the Turkish Empire, and as a means of encouraging Russian Jews to pressurize the new Bolshevik government to stay in the First World War, according to Field Marshal Smuts in 1947. It had been passed to rally Jewry and on the worldwide scale to the Allied cause. The declaration was endorsed in 1920 by the Allies at the San Reno Conference. It was, however, the present conflict with the McMahon Correspondence which made commitments to the Arabs, Sheriff Hussein, and the Ibn Saud, who quoted in order to secure their help against the Ottoman Turks.
So if we hold back some of the reading there,
Yeah.
so after that now it's from there to the 1948.
Yeah.
That system have been built within the Middle Eastern area, in Palestine, the Middle Eastern Israel. That we
Well, the
the European setting.
the Palestinians were the first that were given the land. The Palestinians were the first that were given the land. They were offered the land by the British, and the British broke their word and never gave the Palestinians any land. But in 1945, after the end of World War II, they gave the same land that was offered to the Palestinians to the Khazars.
Okay. And that is the problem that we have.
And that is what set up the problem we have today.
All right. So now I think we are going to go into a break somewhere between now. So we don't want to be getting too long-winded on here because we have a break coming up, I think. So, but while we're waiting on the break, we can still talk. We can still talk. Yeah. So so now, as the Khazars that is occupying there right now, the Russians, because right now what we are looking at, we are seeing everything that we're talking here now. It is unfolding today before everybody's eyes. Now we have different denominational churches that is preaching different a different scripture to us people and to our folks. Now, what it is we have to do after giving information, how we could really try to get them to come away from what it is what they're hearing, what they've been told, because while we're speaking now, we got to direct them where they can go, who want to search, how they can come to get this necessary information that we are putting out here. Because all the white churches preaching one thing, and who they're preaching to is us people. And it's time now we have our people who could come and teach, because we have doctors here of the divinity who can expound, and expound with impeccable diction, that the people could get the clear understanding to know, well, listen, because they're telling you about a God, and the God I hear that they're preaching to the people, especially some of the black churches also, most of them, because I want my people to know this discussion today, it's very serious because we intend to emancipate you. We're going to take a break and then I'm going to come right back to this point.